Good morning. Get ready for some muggy weather, some heat too, and even some chances for storms as we head into the weekend. We've got some active weather ahead. With pretty morning this morning as we're looking out to the east in Fargo. We've got some mainly clear skies, though there are some clouds around, and there are some places that are dealing with some fog too, obscuring your view of this sunrise. We have a dense fog advisory in effect for our eastern viewing area. It includes Bemidji, Park Rapids, down to Wadena, and then beyond for the morning hours. However, there are places beyond the advisory where we're also dealing with some dense fog, and that of course is into the east where we're seeing the worst of it. Right now Bemidji is at 0, so it's a tough start to the day in our eastern viewing area. Other places we've been watching that visibility drop down to a quarter mile, stretching from Burdett all the way down to Wadena. Detroit Lakes, about 20 minutes ago we were at 2.5 miles. We've dropped down to a half-mile visibility. Foston's also down to a half-mile, so it's getting a little worse in some areas to start off your day today. And Fargo, just a little bit of lowering right now. That's something we're going to keep an eye on. Over to the west, you can see Cooperstown at 2.5 miles. So there are some places beyond the advisory again where we're noticing some fog. There's a lot of moisture out there. Temperatures are into the 50s to some low 60s. 63 degrees in Fargo. It's 57 in Grand Forks. Light wind up to 10 miles per hour out of the east. And checking out your radar and satellite map. It's quiet here for now. We've got some good conditions to start off, especially where we don't have the fog this morning. But the clouds are starting to move into our northwestern viewing area right now, and you can see there's something going on beyond that, west of Minot. We're going to zoom out a little bit more here to show you there's a large area of rain and some thunderstorms in western parts of North Dakota, over in the Williston area and heading toward that Lake Sakakawea region here. That's going to try to make its way eastward. Now, our forecast models indicate that this is just going to kind of weaken and fall apart as it moves to the east, but it's something to watch, especially if you're in our western viewing area. You might be impacted by this morning. So here's a look at our forecast model this morning. We've got some quiet weather to start out. Temperatures that will be on the rise rather quickly once the sun is up. And here comes that rain. You could see that it does start to move into places like Towner County, Benson County here around the 9 a.m. hour. Not as strong though as it is currently out to the west, and it will just continue to kind of fall apart as it moves eastward. So keep that in mind if you're in that area. The rest of us mainly just on the dry side. By noon, lots of sun, temperatures into the 70s to about 80 degrees. And heading into the afternoon, we're going to see some 80s ahead of us, and we'll eventually be into some mid to upper 80s in some spots. So it's going to be a warm one today, and we're going to start to feel more muggy as well. Those dew points are going to go up, and you're going to notice it with that sunshine out there too. Heading into tonight, looking rather quiet initially, but we do have the potential for more rain and thunder moving into tomorrow morning in some of those same areas that might have some impacts from today's weather here this morning. We'll be dealing with the potential for some thunder showers up in the Devil's Lake Basin and perhaps moving along that Canadian border through the morning to start off the day on Saturday. So you can see that moving through Saturday morning. That moves on. We're looking at a break during the daytime hours, and with that sunshine, we're really going to heat things up back into the 80s and even some 90s, and muggy too. So heat index values are going to be even higher than that. So potentially dangerous heat for those of us who are sensitive to it tomorrow. And that could feed some thunder showers. It may be too hot for them during the daytime hours, but we could see some thunder showers developing overnight Saturday night and into early parts of the day on Sunday. And Sunday will be an active day too. Temperatures back into the 80s. So cooling down just a little bit, but still warm. And as we head into the week of the 4th, we stay warm, but with that comes the possibility for some unsettled weather even on the 4th of July. So that's something that we're going to keep an eye on for you here as that holiday gets closer. But yeah, this weekend, hot, muggy, and active. Be weather aware. Of course, that Valley News Live weather app, a great tool to have on hand when you're away from your television.
It just wouldn't be a Saturday if we didn't have a potential for rain around here.
Right. It feels like it's been happening a lot on the weekends.
Yeah, it has. All right. Thank you, Lisa. Coming up next on the Valley today, we're gearing up for tonight's big race down at the Red River Valley Speedway. Stick around. We'll have the details after this.